You might be doing all the right exercises, have the best program on paper, but if you're not training with this one concept, you're wasting your time. This is part 3 of the Change Your Physique video series. So if you missed part 1 and part 2, go back and watch those first. In part 1, I break down why consistency alone is not enough and why you need clarity if you have a specific goal you're chasing. In part 2, I walk you through the set framework. This is the exact structure I use with my clients to build effective training plans. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to not waste your time in your next workout and make every single set count. Because let's be honest, if you've been lifting consistently, you've definitely heard about progressive overload. Everybody is talking about add more weight to the bar, do more reps, do more sets. But none of that matters if you're not dialing in this one thing. And once you do, you'll notice that all of your workouts instantly feel more effective. And that one thing is reps in reserve. Reps in reserve, or RIR, is simply a way to gauge how many reps you have left in the tank at the end of each set. So if you're doing, let's say, 10 goblet squats, and by the time you get to 10, you feel like you could have done 5 more, your reps in reserve, or RIR, is 5. If you were to go to failure and do 15 reps, so to the point where you physically can't do another rep, that would be RIR 0. You have 0 reps left in the tank. For strength and muscle gain specifically, you want to keep this reps in reserve within 0 to 3 reps. So by the time you finish any of your sets, I don't care if you're doing 10 reps, 15 reps, 12 reps, you should only feel like if you absolutely had to continue beyond that, you can only do 1, 2, maybe 3 more reps at most. If you're ending most of your sets feeling like you can do more than 3 reps, then you're not training with the right intensity to get the gains that you say you want to get. And that's one of the biggest reasons lifters are consistent, but they don't see the muscle or see the strength gains that they want, because all of their working sets look like their warm-up sets. They're leaving 5 or more reps left in the tank, and they're leaving a lot of progress on the table. So reps in reserve is one of the most reliable ways to make sure that you're training with the right effort level. So in this video, I want to give you one actionable thing that you can do in your next workout to make sure you're not wasting your time and just breezing through sets without the right intensity. Because if you're in the gym, you want to be maximizing that time. If you maximize the time in the gym and train with the right intensity, you don't have to do more. You're not going to feel like you're consistent, but all of your consistency is going to waste. So this one test is what I do with my clients to make sure that they're doing their sets with the right effort level, that they're not just breezing through their workouts and going through the motions. I call this test the effort audit, and we do it to find out if your intensity actually aligns with the goals that you say you want. So here's how it works. You're going to pick one exercise from your plan. If you're in the gym and you have access to machines, choose a machine-based exercise. So something that's safe to go to failure on, like a leg press, a chest press, leg extensions, hamstring curls. And then if you're training at home, or if you're just in a space where you have primarily free weights, do this with an isolation exercise. So a bicep curl or a lateral raise. So what you're going to do is take your first working set all the way to failure, meaning go until you physically cannot do another rep. I don't mean just go until you feel the burn. Go until you physically cannot perform another rep. That's going to be reps in reserve 0. Now record the weight that you used. Record how many reps you were able to do before you got to failure. And then what you're going to notice is the weight that you've been doing for 10 or 12 reps is too light. Because when you push close to failure or go to true failure, you might hit 18 or 20 or even 25 reps. But before in your workouts, you were stopping at 10 or 12 because your program said so. And if this happens when you're doing this test, it means that you've been underestimating your intensity and you're leaving tons of progress on the table. So once you know what true failure feels like, you can recalibrate the weight and the reps you use for the future sets. And then you can start training in the sweet spot of 0, 1, 2, or 3 reps in reserve, because that's where strength and muscle gains actually happen. And when you start training with this much clarity, this much intention, this much specificity, you're going to realize it's not about doing more exercises. It's not about spending more time in the gym, and it's not about being consistent, because if you're consistently not making your workouts and your sets count, it really does not matter when you have a specific goal. So this is how you stop wasting time just being consistent, and finally start seeing your results actually reflect the effort and the time that you spend in the gym. This wraps up the fastest way to change your physique series. If you've been watching since part one, you now have every single thing you need to train with the clarity and the structure that makes your consistency pay off. Because, like I said before, consistency without clarity is just wasted effort. So be sure to grab the Workout Creator Guide. It ties all of this together and it walks you through how to build your own clear program step by step. If you're ready to go all in, if you want to have a coach in your corner, you want to be held to a higher standard than you can hold yourself to, if you want to make sure every single part of your training is dialed in, join my 90-day intensive lifting program with the link in the description, because knowing what to do is one thing, but executing it the right way is what actually creates transformation. And last thing, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll be dropping videos that will take your training and your results to the next level, way beyond what being consistent alone ever could. So be sure to subscribe and share the channel with a friend, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Peace.